I was in my lilac onesie and in front of 300 people or two, whatever it was, and this one here having just taking the piss, just the glee that was on her face the whole night. She could see me squirming in discomfort.
It was brilliant.
That made it more fun for me, actually. Your response to the shit that I had to put myself forward for that night was the best part of it.
However this plays out, if it ends in me hurting you.
Why are you so convinced that we're gonna hurt each other?
Were you not paying attention? It's who we are.
Mom, I miss you. You are capable of being happy. You just have to choose it.
This journey, I think it's a chance for us to be happy.
I know how this ends.
It could be the beginning.
A big, bold, beautiful journey.
Hi, Chris Bumbray with JoeBlow.com.
Hey,
I loved
guys.
the movie. Thought it was great. Really great. So, Margot, I have to ask you, coming off the whirlwind of Barbie, what was it about A Big, Bold, Beautiful Journey that drew you to it as a follow-up?
I loved that it was a love story, a road trip movie. It had the magical realism. It had a really long title. Like, these are all things that I
You do
just
love a long title.
I love.
You love a long
love
title.
it. I love a long title. And so it just kind of appealed to me on so many levels. It also felt like it was a kind of an original take on a classic feeling, I suppose, because it's not a classic story, but it's like, you know, love is something we all know and recognize, and it had all these strange devices around it to make it feel more unexpected. And I really wanted to work with Colin, have always wanted to work with Colin. And I started watching Kogonada's previous films and just identified him as a brilliant filmmaker I'd be so lucky to be on set with. So very, very easy to say yes to this project.
Well, and I have to say, Colin, I was wondering, I loved After Yang, and I was wondering how Kogonada was going to follow up your amazing dance sequence in that movie in the opening credits. And he definitely did. He one-upped it with you being a song and dance man in this. Can you talk a little bit about filming that scene? Because that was, I've seen you sing in movies before and even dance, but that was like, I felt like that was a whole nother, like I'd never seen that side of you before.
Yeah, and you won't again. That was a one and done. That was a oneer. Galen was our choreographer, and she's an extraordinary dancer and choreographer, and she created this really fun sequence. Yeah, you know, the greatest joy of it was the rehearsal. That was the most fun, because sometimes as an actor, you get to go into worlds that you would never be privy to at all, and you get kind of the veil drops and you're invited into an inner sanctum of whatever it is, whether it's the police force or whether it's something as beautiful as dance as an expression of human creativity and spirit. And so working with the dancers, that was a joy. When it came to the night and I was in my lilac onesie and in front of 300 people or two, or whatever it was, and this one here having just taking the piss, just the glee that was on her face the whole night. She could see me squirming in discomfort.
It was brilliant.
That made it more fun for me, actually. Your response to the shit that I had to put myself forward for that night was the best part of it. But yeah, he likes to dance, Kogonada. He doesn't like to dance, but he likes to make other people dance, apparently. What is an actor? He's not a director's puppet. So, do you know what? I enjoyed it. By the end of the proceedings, honest to God, I got out of my own way, and my ego began to be a whisper instead of a shout, and I actually enjoyed it, you know?
Margot, I have to ask, so I saw this at a screening, and it was just me and the security guard, and when it was over, the security guard was weeping when the movie was over. He loved it that much, and I really liked it too. What do you think about it is so relatable, though, about the film? Because I do feel like it's a movie that for the people that it works for, it's going to really hit them deeply, and it definitely hit me in a strong way.
Well, because as magical as it is, it's also really real, and it is relatable because it's one of those movies that makes your ordinary life feel so big and magical and extraordinary, because life is. But you know, I think sometimes we watch films where you're on a different, you know, a different reality, and it's not real. You need superpowers, you need this and that, and you know, you're like, that's never going to happen to me. Whereas this movie, it's like, oh no, meeting the love of my life at a wedding, that could happen to you, you know, or reconciling something within yourself that you always couldn't get over about a relationship with your parent, like that can happen to you. You know, so as magical as this movie is, and our characters walk through doors and relive things from their past, and I'm not saying that's necessarily going to happen to you, but the emotional journey they go on, it's within the realm of things that we're contending with on a daily basis, and I think it's relatable in that way.
Well, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it. And like I said, I love the movie. So thanks.
Thanks,
Thank
man.
you.
All the best to you.
Bye.
Thank you for clicking on our video, everybody. If you like what you saw here, please make sure you like the video and subscribe and share with your friends who like this sort of content. Joe Blow was created by movie fans for movie fans, and we appreciate your support.